Yes, hello and welcome to another vlog from Ben Rider. Today we're testing out the Honda Forza 350 in the model year 2023. We have slight changes to it, actually not as many changes as we have experienced on the new Yamaha X-Max models. We have a new front and we also have a new display. The differences in the display are also very light. I can hardly see what the differences are. I think there's only this, the actual fuel consumption gauge is new in the display, but that's about it. Let's get to the controls, the display and the storage space. On the left hand side we have the brake lever for the rear disc brake. In the front here for your index finger we have the switch for the traction control. We can turn it on or off here. We have the switch for the light, high beam, low beam and passing light switch here. We have the switch for the windscreen. I have to turn it on to show you actually. The windscreen is now down. Let's put it up. Goes like this and goes down like this. Very handy, very clever, I think, that they put in this electric windscreen. We have the Info A button for the first and second part of the display. We have the horn here. We have the turn signal switch here, and we have the Info B button down there, also for the display. And down below, for the first time, I've never seen it actually on a test ride scooter before, they have installed this unit to control the connectivity aspect of the scooter. So you have some buttons here to control your music and stuff like that. On the right hand side, we have the throttle, we have the brake lever for the front disc brake, we have the emergency cutoff switch here, we have the hazard light switch here, and we have the starter switch here. In the middle we have the ignition switch for the keyless go system. We have a fuel and a seat button which you can actually use when you put the switch to seat and fuel. We have an off position and we push it, and we can also lock the handlebar with that. So this is the display. On the left hand side you have the speedometer, on the right hand side you have the RPM counter. In the middle you have the LC display permanently displayed. We have the clock in the upper right hand corner. We have the fuel left in the tank as a bar graph. We have a bar graph of the coolant temperature. Underneath we have the new bar for the actual fuel consumption, which always changes depending on, you know, if you actually accelerate or not. We have the trip, we have the next two lines are for the Info A button. We can change from trip A for the kilometers that you've gone and the average fuel consumption to also the elapsed time. And we have the same for trip B here, as you can see. And we can use the Info B switch for the last part of the display. It displays currently 56 kilometer total. we can switch it to the range, which I think is really, really nice and nice to know. And so you can go about 178 kilometers with this tank of gas. And that's everything about the display here. When it comes to storage space, we have a cubby hole on the left hand side, which is lockable with a scooter. The inside is actually quite roomy. We have an USB-C connection. We have a compartment for your smartphone where you can fit a half-liter water bottle in there, no problem. It is quite roomy. There's a lot of space in there. Maybe you can also put some gloves in there or so. And yeah, that's pretty nice. Unfortunately, nothing on the right-hand side. We open up the seat here. We put it to seat and fuel. Press the seat button. The seat comes up and it looks like this. Underneath the seat, we have a lot of storage space. I will put the photos that I took with my helmet. My helmet is a Shark Spartan size M. It fits in the front and in the rear, so pretty amazing stuff. A lot of storage space on this scooter. And we also have a little teeny tiny compartment here, as you can see. There's also space, you know, here so we have the tools in there, but maybe you can also put your gloves in there. So pretty handy and pretty practical. So much space in this scooter. So this is the Honda Forza 350 model year 2023 in a wonderful red. Let's take it out for a little spin. Let's go. Yeah, so let's take it out for a little ride here. The Honda Forza 350. Let's go back to the dealer. At the moment we have the windscreen all the way down. So we have a lot of airflow into the helmet, you know, on a hot and sunny day. I have to put it up now actually because yeah, this is much nicer. I will also close my visor now. But this windscreen, this electrically operated windscreen really is a blast. If you compare to any other windscreen which you cannot adjust electrically, this is really nice, really nice comfort feature. Anyways, this seat is 780 millimeters. It is actually on paper fairly low. 780 is fairly low, but the seat is still fairly wide, almost like the X-Max. And so I still basically have to tiptoe. I am 175, but I think personally it's a little bit easier to reach the ground on the Forza than on the X-Max. The seat is fairly hard, Honda hard again, so it's not soft. No, it is actually fairly hard, but I don't know how it feels or what it feels like on longer rides. I don't know, because I haven't had the pleasure to test this one out yet, although I had the pleasure to test the older model. If the seat is the same, then it's actually not too bad, you know. And also, what can I tell you? The handling in the corners is really nice. The weight distribution seems to be quite right here. We only have 15 and 14-inch tires, but still it really feels nice. If you only have this for a few minutes like what I have here, you know, usually have to get used to the scooter. You don't really have to get used to this scooter, at least I didn't. And it feels right from the beginning. It's really nice. You can ride the corners very easily and effortlessly. It just feels right in the corners. It's not with all the scooters like that, but yeah, that's what it is. Pretty nice. And let's see if we can do the 0 to 100 check here now. Go. $100. Definitely a very good performer. Let's see what the speed measurement says. It is a very nice performer, I think. 29 horsepower and out of 330 cc. Not too bad, I think. I have full power now here. We're on a steep incline now. We go about 140 almost, according to the speedometer. The display, the gauges, the instrument cluster leaves an impression of very high quality. I like it very much. I mean, Forza always stands for higher quality materials, plastics, really nice materials, really nice plastics. The cluster, instrument cluster looks very nice, very high class, and I think it should, at least for this price. There are other companies, other scooters out there on the market, maybe with the same price, and they don't look so high class like the Forza. But this one is really nice. It performs nice on the highway, performs nice in the twisties. It is a very nice travel companion, I would say. I have a lot of storage space. You can put a top box on to the rear, and you have a very nice scooter for traveling. I like it very much. The position of the feet is, yeah, you can sit like on a chair here. You can put them to the front, and I have the impression somehow that the angle is a little bit different than last year's. I don't know, could be just my imagination, but it feels a little bit better, and I actually have no problems putting my feet there. I am 175, and it's a little bit better, the feeling, than on the old Forza and on the X-Max. But maybe it's just, as I said, my imagination, but it feels really nice. Well, not 100%, but nicer than before, I would say, you know. Okay, nobody is going here anywhere. Maybe we have to pass these people. So this is what it looks like when it's dark. The instrument cluster, quite nice. Yeah, to make a long story short, this is a very nice scooter. I can highly recommend it. The price here at the moment is 6,350 plus registration, about 250, 300 euro. But you get a very, very solid scooter. And I can highly recommend it to you if you're in the market for 300 or 350 scooter. This one here has 330 cc displacement, 29 horsepower. Pretty nice. We have new colors also this year. This red, for example, is new. So yeah, that's my test ride here, and my final conclusion of the Honda Forza 350 model year 2023. Thanks very much for watching. This has been a ride out. Take care. Bye bye.